Many thanks for the opportunity to provide an overview talk for this important session that you're running today. What I want to do is to talk briefly about transdisciplinarity and some aspects of transdisciplinarity that are relevant to the work you're doing. And by transdisciplinarity, I'm talking about research that seeks to develop a more comprehensive understanding of the problem, both what we know and what we don't know, by bringing together insights from different disciplines, as well as insights from stakeholders. And by those, I mean the people who are affected by the problem and those who are in a position to do something about the problem. And in addition to developing a more comprehensive understanding, we also want to improve the situation by co-designing solutions with relevant stakeholders. I've put solutions in inverted commas because, as I'm going to talk about in a moment, complex problems don't have perfect solutions. They only ever have partial and temporary solutions. So let's talk about complexity. So what makes a problem complex is that it's a systems problem, that it contains a lot of diversity, that things are changing all the time, that context is important, that you have unknowns that are important. And when you put all that together, it also means that you've always got to work with imperfection, including that there are no perfect solutions. I'd love to spend more time talking about that, but there is no more time. So let me just leave it there and move on. I want to particularly talk about diversity and harnessing diversity, which is one aspect of complexity. So in co-design, what you're looking to do is you're looking to integrate different visions about what we should be doing, different ways of framing the problem, different mental models, interests, values, ways of doing research, and different ways forward on the problem. But it's important to understand that there's no perfect integration, that not all differences can be reconciled. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to integrate what we can and to manage what we can't. There are some great tools for integration. There are formal and informal dialogue methods. There are ways of modelling the problem that can help you understand it better and also find ways forward. And there are common metrics, things like dollar values, ecosystem services, global footprint. And all of these can be done in a way that engages stakeholders. So what do we do with the irreconcilable differences? We want to stop them from causing tensions and conflict. And an important thing is to understand that diversity is just like that you can't get rid of it, that we are all different. And that understanding can often melt the tensions away. There are some good tools like principled negotiation or getting to yes, but we also need to do a lot more development of tools. I do want to say very briefly that co-design is not always suitable, the context is not always right, and there are other ways of engaging stakeholders in particular, which I've presented here on this slide. And the other thing that's important is that it's not just a one-way process, that you're also giving something back to stakeholders. I'll give you a reference at the end for those of you who are interested to learn more about this. I want to finish by talking about the problem of fragmentation, that there's no one place to find all the tools that you need for co-design or integration or implementation. And the teams and communities doing this kind of research are also not unified. So it's not just transdisciplinarians doing this work, but interdisciplinarians, systems thinkers, action researchers, operations researchers. There are a whole range of different communities and teams working on different kinds of problems, and there's nowhere that brings all that knowledge together. So I'm going to argue that it's not just the oceans that need you. It's not just your research findings that are important. It's also the process that's important. And it would be great to work together to build the expertise, to build the scholarship, and to build a strong alliance through political activity that allows us to lobby for transdisciplinary and other research that does this kind of work of building more comprehensive understanding by bringing together disciplines and stakeholders, and that helps improve the situation by co-designing solutions. I want to leave you with some resources, so the references that I've used are here. I also want to leave you with some toolkits. There are some toolkits that are important, and I want to particularly mention the Integration and Implementation Insights blog, for which I've given you the URL right at the top. I'm hoping that the blog will provide you with some useful tools, but I'm hoping that it would also provide you with a forum to contribute the tools that you develop in the research that you do. It's also a way of building community. It'll also give you a way of connecting with others who are interested in this kind of research. So thanks for the opportunity to set the scene. I hope you have a great hour-and-a-half session, and I hope there'll be opportunities to work with you again. Bye.